The NFL is a hard league to coach in, and all too often the amount of time a coach has to turn an organization around is short as the owner's patience wears thin. We often see a handful of coaches get fired every season, deservedly or not. So let's take a look at the coaches that could be on the hot seat in 2021. First up, Mike Zimmer. He was hired by the Minnesota Vikings ahead of the 2014 season. Going into his 8th season as the head coach, the Vikings have won 9 or more games only 3 times since 2014, finishing the 2020 season with a disappointing 7-9 record and missing the playoffs. With the Vikings off to a slow start in the 2021 season, losing the first 2 games, we could potentially see Mike Zimmer on the hot seat if they are unable to turn the season around. The Cincinnati Bengals ownership has a long history of hanging on to a coach for years and years before moving on. Zach Taylor is in his 3rd year as head coach for the Bengals, having gone 7-26-1 in his time there, finishing last in the division both of Taylor's first 2 years. While first-round picks Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase have shown promise on the offense, the Bengals are a long way off from competing for a Super Bowl. While the Bengals will likely give him more time, it would not be unexpected for Zach Taylor to be on the hot seat in the near future. Joe Judge is going into his 2nd year as head coach for the New York Giants, but owner John Mara noted in the offseason that everyone is on the hot seat. So after a disappointing record of 6-10 and missed playoffs in 2020, the Giants are off to a slow start, losing the first 2 games of the 2021 season. Although this is one of the weakest divisions in football, and the Giants could easily make a late-season push for the division title, Mara could look closely at Joe Judge if the Giants fail to make a postseason run in 2021. The Bears hired Matt Nagy ahead of the 2018 season, when he led the Bears to a 12-4 record and a wild-card loss in the playoffs. Since then, Nagy has gone 8-8 in back-to-back seasons, squeaking into the playoffs once more in 2020 before losing again in the wild-card round. With Nagy unable to develop former first-round pick Mitchell Trubisky, the Bears once again drafted a quarterback in the 1st round after signing Andy Dalton in the offseason. If the Bears are unable to make a playoff run, or if Nagy mismanages the development of Justin Fields, he could be on the hot seat at the end of the season. Vic Fangio was hired ahead of the 2019 season and has gone 12-20 in the previous 2 seasons, finishing 4th in the division in 2020. While the Broncos have been searching for Peyton Manning's replacement for the last 5 seasons, they may have found it in journeyman quarterback Teddy Bridgewater. The Broncos have been unable to make the playoffs since their 2015 Super Bowl win, and if the Broncos are unable to do it with Bridgewater and a top defense, Fangio may be on his way out after his 3rd season with the team. With all the drama in the previous year coming from the Texans organization, it is one of the most difficult jobs for a head coach. David Culley faces one of the toughest challenges for a first-time head coach, with Deshaun Watson coming out refusing to play for the organization only to be followed by sexual allegations against him. Longtime Texans star pass rusher J.J. Watt left for the Cardinals in free agency and will no longer be a pillar on the defensive side of the ball. And with rumors about the team's long-term plans to hire Josh McCown in the future, it leaves David Culley seemingly set up for failure going forwards for the dysfunctional franchise. Those are all the head coaches we thought were likely to be on the hot seat in 2021. Let us know what you thought in the comments down below. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed our content.